the place.
I do. Yes, I do.
God damn it. It's all family organs and now no fun anymore. But they got some good restaurants there, I'll admit that. Get a bottle of beer and a big piece of pizza for $5. That's not too bad.
Hell, that's a deal. $5.
Yeah, a big ass piece of pizza. It's like almost a quarter of a pizza.
And then only on the base, they had a little pizza place there. $5, you got like they actually got 20-inch like New York style pizza for like $5.
I haven't had a good, decent pizza in a long time.
You're in Florida.
Well, I've had some really good pizza down here, and like I said, it's been a long time. I like New York style pizza. I like it thin and greasy. That's the way I like my pizza. With the cheese dripping off of it. That's the way I like it.
Yeah, Florida has Florida pizza.
Well, a lot of it's people that didn't live here in the first place. They came here. Like I said, the place I got my New York pizza from, where it was really good, was people from New York, because you could tell by the way they talk. They were not Florida. They weren't from Florida. It's a very cosmopolitan state. Considering how rustic it can be, I've met more people here not from Florida than people from Florida. I mean, I consider myself not from Florida, even though I've been here for like 30 years. So,
Well, speak of the devil. There's Dan. I didn't even hear you come by. Can you hear us, Dan?
oh my God.
Oh, no. You don't sound so good.
Okay, I'm trying to fix things, so give me a minute.
You take as much time as you need. We are in a game with no time limit. There are no innings or clocks involved.
Tell your wife to get well.
Looks like we might be having the typical 5 o'clock congestion.
I still think we did pretty good considering the platform. I mean, come on, back when we were in high school and college, we never thought we'd mess around like this.
Very true. That was before the internet.
Basically, yeah. That's back when computer screens were still green. That's back when I learned COBOL. It's all worthless. You don't have to do computer language anymore. It does it for you.
Bruce. Gosh, Bruce.
This coffee is tasty.
You know, I find that so strange. As much as I like strong drinks, I have never liked coffee. I love the smell of it, though. That's weird too. The smell of it is basically this sweet taste. So, I don't know. Every time I drink coffee, it tastes horrible.
Hey, Jason, look at Clark's Familiar on the screen.
What's that?
That's Clark's Familiar on the screen.
I can't see what's going
Oh,
on.
there's a cat up on the table. No,
Oh, I
it's
see. I
it's
saw
just,
the tail disappearing.
every time we talk, Dan, all we hear is the echo, some kind of scratchy, scratch, scratchy, scratchy, scratch, scratch. Oh,
Is that better?
oh,
Yay!
yes, you solved the problem.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can't get everything else back on.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Dan, if you need to go get some food or something, now would be the time before we get going.
Okay. I was gonna order some food for me and my wife,
Oh, okay, all right.
and then I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So give me like 5 minutes, and I'll be right back.
all right.
So everything sounds good then?
Yeah.
You can see me good?
Yep, amazing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's great, Dan.
Okay, give me a minute.
What do they think of next?
When we're like little 3D things in the same room with each other.
Wasn't that the
Like a
meta?
starboard.
Isn't that the
We have like a
metaverse?
starboard thing. What's that?
Isn't that the metaverse? Isn't what that is?
Yeah, kinda. I've been holding out. I hope I live long enough for decent VR, because there's some stuff I want to do.
Enough cash, you can do it in real life. Don't worry about it.
No, there's some things I want to do for my own fantasy purposes. I'd be one of those people in the books that would just hook up and you'd have to come wash me off and feed me and stuff because I just wouldn't unhook. Or I'd have like my one day a week where I unhooked and took a shower and it was all weird and walked around drinking Gatorade and then went back into the cubicle.
Surrogates is a really good movie. You ever seen that?
Yeah. There was a comic book, in fact, I think it was a graphic novel about Iron Man in the future. No, it was Batman, in fact, but it wasn't Batman Beyond. It was just a graphic novel one-shot thing, and they called the guy's parents were idiots because they just sat around plugged in, and his parents, he basically took care of his parents. I want my plug, like I want my Matrix thing. Except I don't want a gigantic cable stuck in the back of my neck. I'd rather have something small like a earbud or something like that. Like a little phone jack, basically. Not a gigantic fucking piece of cable. It wouldn't require that. The brain does not require that. All it needs is that one little wire touching that one little nerve, and that's all it needs.
Well, if Neuralink can get up and going, that'd be a good first step.
Hey, I actually sent an email to Elon Musk's company saying that I would volunteer for the brain implant. I also volunteered for space exploration tests.
Any response?
No.
No.
They probably thought I was too.
They probably won't.
So, the fire alarm's going off. I hope it doesn't go off here.
What floor? What floor are you on?
Second floor.
Second floor. How many floors are there in that building?
3.
3.
This is another building. I can tell it's not even... And last time they had a fire alarm like this, it was the same thing. It was after a thunderstorm. Thunderstorms will set your fire alarm off, I'll tell you that. See, it's already over. Either that or some Hispanic lady was cooking a dog, I don't know. Actually, that's not true, and that's mean of me to say that, because I was walking by, just a couple weeks ago, I was walking by this room, and whatever they were cooking smelled incredible. I know what they were cooking actually, because and the guy was standing there. I was like, wow, that really smells good. And he said, hold on a minute. And he came back and they had a plate full of shit for me. And I was like, dude.
Nice.
It was, he said it was Puerto Rican. It was like a pork chop with a bunch of vegetables, all kinds of vegetables, like green vegetables, like not cooked vegetables. A pork chop, some sour cream, and some rice. And it smelled incredible. It looked, I mean, after the fact, it looked kind of plain, but I don't know what they cooked it in, but it was really good. I didn't have to put any extra salt or anything on it, which I do to a lot of stuff. In fact, I put pepper on a lot of stuff, more than I do salt.
As I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate pepper more than when I was young.
Yeah. When we were young, pepper was something you blew in somebody's face to make them sneeze. But I like, yeah, because I mean, whenever I have a good spice rack at my disposal, I look through what kind of pepper they got. I mean, because I love the hot peppers too. I eat them. I eat like jalapenos and stuff like that, raw. Well, actually not raw, but out of the can because I like them pickled.
What do you think of jalapeno poppers?
Oh, they're okay. I like the cheese. I mean,
I like those.
Yeah, those are good. Especially with some good cream cheese. They're easy to make. I mean, if you got a deep fryer, you can just deep fry a jalapeno. But I've tried all the peppers, all the ones that they're like, you can't eat the pepper. I'm like, yes, I can. So some of them are bad, some of them are torturous, but I ate them.
What was the highest Scoville you think you made? Did you do a ghost pepper?
I did a Carolina Reaper. Oh God! I just took a bite. I didn't eat the whole thing, but I mean, it was incredibly nasty hot, and because I've made chili before, where I've used like the one you mentioned, the ghost pepper. All you need is just one little slice and chop it up a little bit. That's all you need.
Do you ever watch?
But I love spicy, peppery food. I love that kind of stuff.
Do you ever watch YouTube?
I watch YouTube a lot, but it depends on what you mean.
Well, there's a series called Spicy Ones, and it's celebrities being interviewed for whatever they got going on. But over the interview, the host, who's very pleasant, does his research on who he's interviewing, so that's good. But they share hot wings, and after each question, they bump up the Scovilles on the next set of hot wings until
it's called hot ones.
Spicy. I think it's called Spicy Ones. I think. I'm
gonna find it right now and save it as a.
It's either hot ones or spicy ones, and
okay, I'm still here. I'm just not.
It's I did not think I would be entertained but the host is so good and he asks such good questions that it makes watching people tear up eating hot wings and cursing.
Yeah,
makes it interesting.
It's called Hot Ones, and the first one that came up was Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay, yeah.
Cursed by spicy wings.
So, yeah.
Oh, I love hot wings too. Oh God, I love hot wings.
I watched a couple of my, The Undertaker did one, and Stone Cold Steve Austin did one, and they were both at the end of it just being like, woo! Oh, I hate you right now.
Oh yeah, I like a pepper or a spicy food that makes my head sweat.
And then
curry. Curry is one of my favorite foods. Woo, curry.
We don't sell curry in my store. I wonder why. Oh.
Yeah, you probably sell it in the spice section.
No.
Really?
If we do, I'm unaware of it. We have a smaller store though, so we can't carry everything.
Actually, it'd be nice if you'd carry some freaking like organic and non-GMO shit. That way I wouldn't have to drive up to Schnooksville.
Nobody wants it in that store, man. It's too expensive. Everything's expensive, and that's just more expensive. You know who has a lot of that shit is Aldi's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they offer that stuff for the same price that we sell our regular stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, I would suggest checking out that Aldi's in High Ridge.
Do you sell overly sausage there?
Yes.
Woo! Oh, give me some liver sausage.
All right. Dan, are you all set up there? Are we ready to go?
Yep.
You and your special lit up keyboard being all fancy and shit.
Yep.
The fucking Tamark special. He can't sneak up on nobody. He's all LED.
Hey Dan, what's that game up behind you on the top of the shelf there? It says Titan?
Oh,
it's a
Titanfall?
poster. It's a poster. I thought it was a game. My bad. I thought it was a game box. It's a whole,
No.
the whole poster. I see that now.
Yeah, no, I had the pre-order for Titanfall, so that came with it.
Titanfall was fun. My son just couldn't get into it for some reason, but it was neat.
I liked it. Got real repetitive really quick. So,
I always died within like 3 minutes. Just
oh really?
I can't do two separate like toggles without thinking I'm watching one and going the opposite on the other, so I end up and it was the same way with Call of Duty. Every time I'd start shooting, the gun would go up in the air and I'd just be like, what am I doing? Ah! So
Yep. Ironically, a lot of people your age had really problems making the switch from like Nintendo or arcade to
yeah.
the fucking 2 joystick controller.
Yes. Well that
I
makes
used to kick ass in a couple of those wrestling games, man. I used to kick ass.
Oh, dude, it's even worse now. So you think if you had problems before, the modern gamer...
That's what I'm saying. I was good, and I'm not good at those kind of games. And I forget what kind of wrestling was, but it was fun. That's the other thing. It was really fun to do. You could do all kinds of crazy fucking maneuvers. You just had to remember what was what, because you could program your own thing, of course. Each wrestler has their own things, and you could just program it in. He said my friend had all this stuff. He had 3 sons, and they all played with stuff. And I was like, okay.
So,
Yeah.
so what I was going to say is nowadays people use a trackball fucking mouse. So it's got a trackball with the mouse itself. So you have like a mouse with a trackball for your thumb, and then you have like freaking 10 buttons on that fucking pad, and then your other hand's using a keyboard. Dude, I've had my ass handed to me by several kinds of people who do that.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy.
That's why I play turn-based game.
I mean, back in the day when it was just joysticks, I used to be really good. I could get into tournaments and win them and stuff, but...
Yeah, me and Brad used to play Street Fighter all the time.
But now that they moved to all PC, keyboard and shit, man, I get my ass handed to me. I just can't do it.
But I've also seen people with controllers that look like they were something out of the Navy. Like, really? What the fuck? How many buttons is on that thing?
Oh, no, I'm not joking.
Like, oh, I can also use it for a phone. I'm like, what? A phone?
Yeah, they don't allow any of those fancy controllers in tournaments, though.
Nor should they.
So,
It should be the basic rig.
All right, speaking of basic rigs, are we ready to begin?
so my pizza will be like an hour, so...
God damn, where's it coming from? Alaska?
No, they have to go to the slaughterhouse, kill the cow, pig.
Halal pizza. There probably is a halal pizza somewhere. I shouldn't laugh. There probably is. There's a lot of halal pizzas around here.
If you all remember where we left off, you were being led by very tall for her species. What the fuck was that?
Wasn't me.
Is that your pipe whistling?
No, not at all. I'm just sitting here.
The
My pipe whistling. Right.
The entity known as Bimate was leading you all towards what she said would be the court of the queen. And she would be the one to, if she so wished, to send you all back to your realm that you came from. You narrowly escaped the onslaught of a giant who was coming into the area that you had just shrunken or shrank the Constellos egg down, and it was inside the pile of rocks that Shadrach had willed into being by magic in an attempt to cover or conceal this artifact. So I don't think anyone retrieved the Constellos egg from the pile of rocks, but
Oh no.
I'm not sure. So
The lady,
go ahead, Clark.
the person that came from the Fae brought with her because she was holding it in her hand. Or
Yeah, the Mate had it.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to watch the end of the game to kind of refresh my memory, so oh, that's right.
Because we were impressed that she carried it at full weight. Though it
Yeah.
was shrunk. Yeah. But while we were casting spells for the giant's arrival, she was doing that.
Okay.
So she still has it, apparently.
So, along with a fairy dragon that you all had met, and then I have this name Grimace written down, and I don't remember off the top of my head.
Grimace was the mouse butler.
Okay, makes sense. Okay,
Wow, man. You don't know your own non-player characters? Wow, man.
yeah. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to review. And that, you guys met Grimace at the tree that you used to go.
Yeah, Grimace came out. Grimace was a normal-sized mouse man that grew to human size.
Okay. So you made it to this. You had made it to this tree, and the Bimate had besieged the tree to give them passage, or give you all passage. Fuck, I honestly don't remember why you went to the tree. I know you had a meeting there, but I don't know why.
We had to drink their magical drink. We couldn't go on. We couldn't proceed to the court until all of us had had the magical drink that healed our hit points and whatever else it did.
Yeah.
And then we
Oh, that's right. It was just a matter of she wanted a place to rest. That's right. That's all it was. This is after you'd arrived.
Shad and Bart were hesitant to take the drink.
Okay. So.
I still say for obvious reasons.
Well, it certainly, as I attempted to describe, it made you feel comfortable and safe, and it restored or healed you of any wounds you may have currently sustained. Some of you, I think, weren't wounded, so therefore there wasn't anything it could do for you. It would have
I think everybody's full hit points right now.
It would have been nice if it would have given you temporary hit points on top of your max, but it was not set up that way. So,
Are you trying to tell us we're about to be attacked?
well, that's why I'm going to have you roll a d12. Now, what got us into this mess to begin with, before you roll, is you guys... I asked you to roll a d12 while you were messing around with the egg the first time. And of course, somebody rolled a 1. And then that's when Bimate showed up. And that could have gone a lot worse after the defeat of the rock goblins. But here you are now, moving through an endless field of flowers, of multicolors, of multi-scents. And I would like Shadrach to roll that d12, please.
Wait, he rolled the last D12. That's what got us into this mess.
I rolled a 1.
You know, I was just talking to this elf the other day, and he rolled 1. So, now I need you 3 that are here to make charisma checks, please.
You had to say something. Damn it, Dan.
And I will ask for numbers, and we'll start with the top left on my screen. That would be Pykel Hammerhand, Dwarven Priest of the Dwarven Kingdom.
Never beat 7.
Total of 17?
Yep.
Oh no, I gotta write this down. Failure.
Gotta write this down. Failure.
Okay, and then we will move across the top right to Jason, who's playing Shadrach, an initiate of the Aslorian Circle.
I rolled a 24.
Okay, that is a success. And then
Wow.
on the bottom of the screen, we will go to Dan, who's playing Taymark, a manhunter ranger from Saskrophonia. What did you get for a charisma check there, Taymark?
I rolled good. I got a 27.
All right, well that is 2 successes. So now we'll see if Bart can roll a natural 1 and fuck it up.
A natural 1. He rolled 0.
And I will,
He rolled a negative 1.
because it's more fun this way, I will do this.
Roll your own.
Ah, look at that! Look at that!
Is it a 1?
Natural 1! If
Zoom in. No, don't touch it. Damn it.
see?
That's a 4.
No, that's a 1.
Oh, I see it. It was okay. Oh my God.
All right,
Oh my God.
implosion.
I think all the sides of that dice are 1.
All right, that is just a normal failure. No critical fail, as we like to say. That was fun. Okay.
Was it?
Yes, for me. You know I love it when the dice say fuck you.
No, but it was like straight up called it. You called that shit, man.
That's the only reason I play this game is for the unknown jam that fucks with everyone and you can't do anything about it.
You straight up called it. See, now if you were a player, I'd have to give you bonus points for that.
Okay, but since it was just a plain old failure, then
that's what they call me. Anyway.
anytime he gets on a Cessna, he's a plain failure. Oh. Does anyone know what a Cessna is?
Yes.
Also, if the plane crashes in Kansas,
It's what Fat Albert had in one of his cars.
why?
I don't get it.
So Bill Cosby did a skit where he said that they had this car, and because Fat Albert was so fat that the car wouldn't hardly go, so they bought a Cessna engine and stuck it in there.
Nice.
And they could only make like left or right turns or something. They had to have Fat Albert sit on the one side, the engine on the other side, so that it wouldn't fucking counterbalance each other out.
Bill Cosby before.
But I have to ask, no, Dan, besides left and right turns, what kind of turns can you make?
No, I said he could only make one. It was either he could only make left turns or right turns. I couldn't remember how the skit went.
That being said, what other kind of turns couldn't you make?
U-turns.
That's a direction. Sorry.
So, I think you're misunderstanding. He was only allowed. He could only make one turn.
No, Dan, I'm just fucking with you.
A heel turn. He went from America's dad to America's villain.
Quarter turn,
Okay.
half turn.
All right, so.
Okay, what did Bart fuck up?
Okay, well,
Come on.
Bart, if this was a group check, and so we had 2 successes and 2 failures. So, this is DM's choice, basically. And since you all are at full hit points, and we are having a game, then I think we should have some fun with some combat, because I want to fight.
You just want to get it out of the way right off the bat, huh?
Well, I think it would be fun to
Have us licking our wounds the rest of the game, yes.
well, maybe not. You might get lucky. So,
We just did get lucky. What makes you think our luck gets any better?
What's wrong?
there's only one way to go but up.
No. This is your game. It can always get worse, and it usually does.
I agree with that because I've been there more than once.
This is the high point of our game for the night. It all goes in a spiraling black downward spiral from here.
That makes me sad.
Bart and what's his name in the Temple of
Fat Albert.
Evil, the elemental Temple of Evil, Percival. Yeah, that was one of the great. If anything can get worse, it will, and it did.
You know, I had to read over that passage in that module like 3 times before I could come up with a reasonable explanation of what happens, because they were all different, and he hit them all at once. Just I hit all the rocks off, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, I pressed all the buttons. That's basically what he did.
all
I pulled all the levers.
all effects.
3 characters were killed in one swoop.
It's like, well, you get sprayed with green slime, save versus poison. Oh.
And that was after Gaspar had lost his hand.
Yeah, because
he was
something
the first
came
one
down.
that he lost his hand. Yeah, it cut his hand off.
I'm glad you have a good memory of that, because I can barely remember
Well,
anything.
at the same time, there was a battle going on. It was me, it was Gaspar, Bart, and Percival, the 3 smart people, trying to figure out this puzzle. Gaspar fucked it up, lost his hand. Percival just said, fuck it, and knocked all the things over. It was like, but, because we were both, me and Bart were like, what are you doing? We could have done this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was one of those.
So,
It was a classic hardcore moment, and that's why I remember it. It was it was like we were the three, Percival, Bart, and Gaspar were the three top characters. And that was, we all got killed in one swoop.
So,
the rest of the group was like, we're going to die.
in this realm that your characters may not understand or even be aware of, but as gamers of hundreds of years, you certainly may have some preconceived notions and or knowledge of what the fairy realm is. And based upon that knowledge, you should be not surprised, but your characters would be surprised by the fact that Bimate stops walking and says, "Shh, be still, be quiet." And the fairy dragon's like, "What?" And she goes, "Quiet." And you see the fairy dragon cock his head and he's flittering about with his little fairy wings. And it's pretty quiet, but then you start to hear om, om, and it's coming from all around you. Om, and it's getting louder. And as you
Spell
start,
that noise.
AROOMP,
A roll.
and as you look around, you can see occasionally prairie dogging out of the flowers these round mounds of brown flesh, almost like the tops of toadstools, but they have these big eyes that are focused in on you, and they appear...
I pull my blowgun and I'm going to try to shoot one of them.
Okay, so the encounter distance is like 70 feet, and you're not surprised. No need to roll because of they've given themselves away by their ominous tonal calling out or whatever noise that they're making. And Bimate says, "Oh no, we have been caught by, hold on, I'm trying to think of the name. Hold on, now I gotta do a quick search.
Hey, while you're doing that, hey, when it says range of 2, 4, and 6, how many feet is each one of those increments?
Well, those are actually two 5-yard squares. So 2, 4, 6. You want to just multiply those by 3, and that's how many regular squares your range is. So if I was to say they were 14 squares away, which is 70 feet, then you would know that your blowgun would have to be 2, 4, 6 times 3, 18 squares. So theoretically,
It'd be that long.
a blowgun can fire long distance.
Yeah.
But that's okay because you're at a -5 penalty at that distance. So
Right.
okay, so
No, I was just curious what the
oh,
things were.
I know what it is. I remember what they were called. She says, "Oh no, we have been." Oh, Jason, you had your hand up. I'm sorry. What was there? Something you wanted to say?
No, I was going to name them, but you go ahead.
Okay. This is not good. These things, all they want to do is eat you, and slowly. Beware of the Goombas.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Well, hey, that's what they're called. So, at 70 feet, we might as well do actions from here because some of you will have time, I'm guessing, to cast spells at a range or a ranged weapon or whatever. You would think these things would not have a move of 34. They certainly don't appear like they move that fast. So, but anyway, let's go with actions. And since we really don't have, since they're basically surrounding you, they're coming from all sides, because anything that lives in an endless field knows that you have to circle something to catch it. So let's start with Tamar. You are going to attack.
Yep.
All right.
Hold my blowgun.
And then we'll go to Shadrach. Do you have an action?
Shapeshift.
And last but not least, Pykel.
I suppose that my action attack. The spells are a bit unpredictable here.
Ah, yes. That I should have reminded you all that you've encountered some interesting magical dynamics in whatever this place is, and you felt twinges of an odd flow of the mana or the arcane energies that you might use. So, and having not heard from Bart, he will just draw his bow and take some shots. So, at what did I say, 14? Yeah, 14.
Yep.
14 squares away. Okay. Roll initiative, Tamar. Beat it 2.
8.
All right. The Goombas move forward. They move rather slowly, but they are noticing noticing that you all are alert to their presence. They will move 10 squares on this phase, and that is all they can do. So now we go to the loser side of fast, which would probably be a blowgun, and a shape change. So the shape change happens. What does the druid shape change into?
Shad is still, he doesn't go down on all fours. He kind of like shudders a little bit and holds his arms together, and then he bends over, and then he stands back up, and he's a bear. And he's standing up.
Very nice.
I could have gone on all fours, but he chose not to.
Okay.
Next
And then how many darts does your blowgun? What is the fire rate on a blowgun? 1. Okay.
Yep.
So you can take a half move if you want to get closer than 4 squares. There's really no place to take cover unless you go prone. Then you would have cover of the flowers. For those of you that might want to do so. So, or do you want to just stand your ground and fire? Or you could move. You could move further away. Although, like I said, they got you surrounded. So
how many squares are they away from me now?
4.
4. So that is medium range. All right.
No. That's actually 2 times 3 is 6. So they're within your short range.
Oh, I thought.
Up to 6.
Okay.
Up to 6 squares would be short range.
Okay.
Because notice it's 2, 4, 6, so it's actually 6, 12, 18. because missile ranges are given in yards.
Alright.
So you just pick one and you say thoop. And is there anything special about this dart I need to know?
It's got the poison on it.
All right. Roll an attack.
-1.
Oh, that's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
You're gonna poison them,
It's
right?
just 1 point. It just does 1 point plus save versus poison. So
1 point. As Cobb likes to do.
That's a thorn. That's a thorn. Yeah, sure.
Okay, and save versus poison. All right, here we go. He rolls a 17. Holy shit, that is a success. Can't believe it. Okay, now we go to Clark. I'm sorry, Pikel. You'd like to move up and engage one, is that correct?
Yeah, unless how far off is it? I don't want to get...
4 squares. 4 squares. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was gonna... Okay, I'll go engage one.
All right.
Um,
So we'll just give you this guy over here, Michael. Okay. So you move up and you take a chop. Roll an attack, please.
19, I believe that hits a... Oh, that hits.
This motherfucker can't miss. Roll damage.
Analyze is 1d8 or 1d10.
I'm going to guess 1d8, but I'll give you an answer right now. Let's see.
God, it's not on my shit. My list doesn't include my weapons for some reason. It gives me the chart, but not the actual weapons I have.
Battle axe, d8.
Alright. 5.
5 points. Roll another d8.
4.
All right. You chop into this creature. You chop into its side, and you hear a weird like slicing as you fillet the bottom of this mushroom-headed, 2-stalk walking weird creature. And this Goomba, you see him just go, "Arrrrrrr," and lets out this low growl, and the scent of fresh mushrooms wafts into your nose, and you can decide if you like that or not.
Yeah.
Okay, and now
Lots of stew in his head.
and
Hey,
now
can we tell how many of these there are? Or is there just too many to count?
there's 8 of them,
Okay.
and
What size are they?
oh, they're considered small.
Oh, I thought they were like, okay, I was mistaken. I thought they were big.
And now on their next movement phase, they move up to threaten all of you, but they don't get to attack because they had to use their action to move. So Tamark has, let me see. So what I need is there. So I need all of you to make charisma checks, and then I want to know who got the lowest. So I will call for numbers, and this time we'll go in reverse. So Tamark, what is your charisma check number? Total.
Hold on. $25.
Okay. And then Shadrach, what'd you get?
23.
Oh, okay. And then Pikel, what'd you get?
A miraculous 27.
All right, so Shadrach, you get the... No, Pikel got the highest, right? 27?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means Shadrach gets 3 and Tamar gets 3, and Pikel only gets 2. Okay. So now at the end of the round, Tamar and Shadrach could take a half move, but they may or may not be subject to attacks of opportunity. You can't really see anything on these creatures that could necessarily swipe out and get you, but maybe they could bite, maybe they could kick, maybe they have some hidden thing that would make these otherwise less
Can I
than...
use my move action to pull my swords?
Well, you can just drop your weapon and change without anything.
Okay.
So you would not need to use your movement.
Well, can I use it move to put it away?
No,
instead of drop
because
it?
your action was to attack.
Okay.
Okay, so any movement from anyone? And the answer is no. Okay, so now we know kind of... Hold on.
And stretches arms and growls.
Yeah. So just so we're clear, Tamar has 3, Pikel has 2, Shadrach has 3. And they're basically moving in on you and threatening you and doing whatever. They're all still making that oom, oom sound, and it's like they are synchronized in their call for whatever that might mean. All right. So, now we go to round number 2, actions. And since all of you are equally the same distance from your our threatened, we'll just go with Tamar first.
Attack.
And then we'll go to Pikel
Okay.
and Shadrach.
Attack.
All righty. So this time I would like Pikel to roll initiative, please.
A 4.
A 4. Okay, well that beats a 5, and Shadrach has his hand up.
Just for future reference, so I can write it down, what's the speed of my bite claws?
Okay, so you can change into a man-sized creature.
Yeah,
So-
it's black bears. Yeah, it's like a D6 and 2 D4.
So, I
1 D4 per claw. So
First-
what I want to know is what's the speed of
right.
my
I'm going to
attack.
guess and say it's a 3, but I will give you an exact answer here in a second.
It's natural, but I'm not trying to gain. I just want to know so I can write it down.
So
I know everything else I've got.
Your base initiative is fast, but as far as an actual number, let me see if I can. Nope, that's not it.
Well, what would a monk have? Natural weapon.
Well, they go on 1, but I want to see if there's anything about a monster that
No, I'm hip.
I'm not-
it's just it's just an animal.
Yeah.
There's nothing magical about it.
And there might not be. I could have swore I saw something about monsters, but it might just be a non-issue.
Yeah, I just want your declaration of what speed my
Well,
attacks are.
it's definitely
I'm a bear.
fast.
Oh, pizza's here. I'll be right
All
back.
right, that's perfect. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cause a clog here.
No, you're. Well, he went to go get his pizza, so that's perfect.
And I mean, the bear is a classic thing for me to shape change into. It's 3 attacks. They're quick.
Yeah.
So
Okay, here we
I
go.
wanna-
Creature size,
I was
monsters.
probably-
Here it is. Creature size, monsters attacking with natural weapons only. Medium +3. Okay, so it says medium of 3.
okay, that's all I need to know.
All right. So,
I go on fast. That's really all that I need to know.
so as long as you're here, because the axe goes on average. So, Clark or Pikel, are you still using the axe?
Yeah.
All right, then Shadrach, you're up.
All 3 on 1 mushroom.
All right, so unless you say otherwise, claw, bite, and the idea is if you knock down somebody with the first, even though all 3 of these are happening on the same phase, they're not, for game mechanics purposes, simultaneous. You can knock one down.
No,
but
you don't claw and bite at the same time.
But we can always say, okay, I come up and I box their ears, and that's, that would be.
Well, I mean, if I get 2 claw attacks, I think I get a hug. Is that right?
Well, let's see. Let's find out.
I think if I get 2 claw attacks, I get a hug.
Okay, brown bear.
No, it should be black.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct, and I'm wrong. Damage attack 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Although black bears are usually not aggressive, they are able fighters when pressed. If a black bear scores a paw hit with an 18 or better, it also hugs for 2 to 8 points of additional damage. So theoretically, you could hit twice, and then that would add in that extra hug jam. So you would be like smack.
Yeah, so
and
both my paw attacks were 18s or better. I get plus 2d4 on each one.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I thought it was harder to get than that. Wow. Okay. I like that.
That's what it says, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why, because I've been on forums and they're like, this is the best creature you can be, is a black bear.
So, like I said, unless you say otherwise, you're doing claw, bite routine. So, claw,
Yeah.
attack.
I hit an armor class of 8.
That's a hit. These
Okay, that's
mushroom
a claw.
guys don't appear to be made of anything other than mushrooms. So, you can imagine they
1 point.
should be pretty easy to hit, okay? So 1 point,
1
now
point.
roll a d6 to see if you knock them down or get a chance to.
2.
Okay, no. Okay, second claw.
That's even worse. That was a 10.
That's
Armor class 10.
that's still a hit. These are mushroom guys.
Oh.
Your
yeah.
claws rip through the mushroom flesh like a chef cooking up a Swiss and mushroom burger. A D3.
2 points this time.
2 points, so roll another D6.
A 2 again.
Okay, and now a bite.
Yay! Oh, well, I obviously hit them. I hit armor class 0.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus, and that's a D6.
Alright. 6 points.
Okay. You may coup de grace.
I eat it.
All right. Awesome. Got this black bear standing about 6 foot tall. Claw, and then just... And
And did they fail their moral check? Hey, we're supposed to eat them. They're not supposed to eat us.
yeah, no kidding. Okay. Then we go to anyone else on fast. Taymark, what weapons are you using? Short swords?
Yep.
Then it is your turn. So
Okay.
go with your primary, and are you hitting the same one that you got with the dart, or are you picking a different one?
The same one with the dart's fine.
All right. Roll an attack.
AC is 0.
Oh, that's a hit. Roll Dankus. Oh, it's barely hanging on for dear life. Roll another d6.
Oh, another D6? Okay. 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You knock it down. Now, with your offhand attack, you have a +4 bonus to hit because it's prone.
-6.
That's a hit. Roll Dankus.
6 more points.
You may coup de grace.
I just put my sword right through the top of its head and stick it all the way through into the ground and pull it back up.
Nice. And it just kind of goes, ahooga.
Yeah.
Okay. So because of that so far, Shadrach now has 2 guys on him, 2 Goombas. Tamark has 2 Goombas. Now it is the loser side of fast. And Pykel, you are being attacked. So the Goombas bump up against you and they try to bite you. So the first one,
I have to apologize. Some guy just came up to my door, knocked on the door, and had a trolley full of liquor. I'm like, no, thank you. That was really bizarre.
Yes.
That was kind of bizarre.
Pykel, armor class is 7. Pykel, does an armor class 7 hit you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So,
No.
huh?
Dive on +5.
Okay, that's a no. Okay. So the second one, armor class of 3.
That hits me.
Okay, so you take 1 point, and you need to save versus poison. And lucky thing for you, you're a dwarf, so you should have to roll anything but like a 3 or something.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. You realize as you look down, now we got some squeaking going on. Somebody. All right. Okay. When you look down and this thing, it manages to find a bite onto your wrist where you have exposed skin, and you pull your wrist away, and the skin is broken, and you feel a tingling and a numbing on your wrist, where you realize that this thing has some type of odd, either poison or chemical or something that who knows what it had done to you if you hadn't have pulled away just in time. Okay. And then we go to the 2 on Tamar. So they do the same thing. They kind of just rush up and go nom 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 nom. First one hits an armor class of 13. That's got to be a miss. And the second one is an armor class of 16. Even worse. All
An
right.
armor class? What has an armor class of 16?
Someone that has a terrible dexterity and is prone.
A broken wagon wheel buried in the sand has an armor class of 16.
Okay. And then we go to Shadrach. We go to Shadbear. Oh, Shadbear. You know what song that is?
It sounds familiar.
It's Ted Nugent.
That's why I'm laughing.
It's Ted Nugent, Friend Bear. Okay, so the first one. Armor class of 18. That is a miss. Cannot get through your grizzly furry hide. The second one. That hits an armor class of 2.
That hits a bear.
And a bear's armor class is 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 or 7.
Okay, so the bear, as it comes up, it bites you right on your
Okay.
knee, where there's like some exposed, some of the fur's kind of worn down, even though you just changed into a bear, but it's just an odd thing. And
Hey, man.
you take 1 point of damage, and you need to save versus poison.
All right. Let me check what my poison save is. I think my poison save is a 7. Let me look. Oh. Where are you? Hang on, give me a minute. I got so many things on this. There we go. Poison, all right. I made it by 3. I rolled an 11.
Alrighty, very good. Okay, so we now go to average, and that would be Pikel.
Alright. Armor class of 7.
That's a hit. Which one did you aim at? The one you already hit, or a different one?
Maybe just kind of in front of me. Not damage.
Oh, you may coup de grace if you wish.
Alright, I will. As my axe bears down, I will come on down on them julienne style and slice them up, put my bag later. They could taste good.
All right. That Ugumba is no more. All right, and then Tamark, you.
For my second attack.
Yes.
AC of 8.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
You attacked just a tough guy.
6 points.
All right, roll a d6.
5.
$17 again. This little guy stands up, refuses to be knocked down. But he does take 6 points of damage, and he is looking like a bruised and old mushroom. All right. And unless someone wants to move at the end of the round, we will go to round 3. Hearing nothing, we go to round 3. Everyone is still engaged or threatened. Tamark, action.
Attack.
Heichel,
Attack.
Shadrach.
I will attack both of my mushrooms.
This time, Heichel would roll initiative, please. Beat a 10.
8.
You got it. All right. So on fast, we can go Bear, Shad Bear, or Tamark. Who would like to go first?
Shag
Go,
bear.
Tamar.
Oh, Shad.
Your natural weapons.
Go, bro.
All right, Tamark. You got one that's wounded and one that hasn't been touched yet. Which one?
I go for the wounded one.
All right. Roll an attack.
AC of 3.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
3.
You may coup de grace. Or just leave it.
I want to just chop whatever its mushroom head looks like off.
Okay, if it's not clear by now, what I'm channeling is the Goomba from Mario.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I'm just saying, I'm chopping its like mushroom.
Okay.
head off.
All right, and then we
The
go,
mushroom top comes off.
and then you can take a 5-foot step and
I thought I still have one on me.
or just turn and attack the other one.
Yeah, I'm just going to attack the other one.
Roll an
With my
attack.
offhand. AC -1.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
7.
Oh,
Woo!
you
Excellent.
slice deep into this Goomba, and he's like But he's still up. He's like, you sliced off a good portion of his left side, exposing the meaty, fleshy underside of the fins of this mushroom. And then we go to Shadbear.
Okay, I'm gonna claw 2 separate mushrooms and then bite at the end. Do I have to declare which one I bite now?
No.
Okay, so 1 claw for each mushroom.
Roll an attack.
That's easy. Armor class of 1.
Roll Dankus.
Alright. 3 points.
Okay.
Then the
And
next one hit. Armor class of 4.
that's a hit. Roll Dankus.
2 points.
And
I will bite the one that I hit for 2 points.
okay. Roll an attack.
Armor class 5.
That's a hit. Roll Dankus.
5 points.
Oh, it's barely hanging on. You took a large chunk out of it and like shook it and then let go of it when you thought it was dead, and it hopped up back on
I
its
grabbed
little.
it in my mouth and shook it. Yeah. Tried to kill it. I could have killed the other one. Damn it. Probably.
All right, now we go to
Dang
the loser side of fast. So each of you, well, except for Shadberry, still got 2. So Tamar. Oh, armor class of 18. That is a miss.
Woohoo!
Pyko. Armor class of 18. That is a miss. And Shadbear.
Negative 10.
Armor class of 17. That is a miss. And armor class of 11. That is a miss. So these guys are, like, you guys wisened up to the action of these Goombas, and when they try to get close, you like hold your sword out and you pommel them away and make sure that they can't get in close and do a little chigger bite on you. All right, and then we go to average. Pykel. Pykel's gone. Tamar, take your offhand, or take your second attack.
Negative 3.
Roll Dinkus.
5.
5. You make coup de grace, or just draw your sword out and look around for what else is there.
So I'm gonna just like put it through and pick it up on the sword
Okay.
and throw it at like one of the other ones.
Sure. Okay. You see it kind of whiz between Pykel and the one that he's still fighting that looks like it's hasn't been touched yet, and the Goomba just kind of looks at the one that flies past, doesn't like looks at it but doesn't seem to show a lot of emotion, as if maybe he's not smart enough to figure out what's going on. Okay, and then we go to Pykel.
Hit a 7,
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
and I did 5 damage.
All right, that one is still up.
I'm gonna go tinkle now.
Okay. And that will be, unless somebody wants to move, everyone still has Goombas on them. No.
I'm gonna move.
No, Tamar, you're free and clear. You killed all 3 of yours.
I'm gonna move towards Shag.
All right, so you'll go help him. That's cool. You slide over. They do not turn to face you. That does not give you a free attack because you moved to threaten them. They didn't move away, but you may get a bonus to hit them if they don't turn to face you. They seem like they're one track creatures that seem to just want to get in close with Huggy Shag. So.
Well, and the bear, I'm all on top of them, clawing the shit out of them. So.
Yeah, they're trying to pick the low succulent meat that's hanging from them.
Lovely.
Succulent meat.
That's one way of putting it. This guy's a salesman for Tyson Foods or something.
You'd like to try my succulent meat? Sure.
Okay. So.
Is that a new pickup line at the bar? Hey, baby, would you like to try my succulent meat?
That's what I'm saying. This meat's not succulent. Just gonna try.
Yeah. How old are you? Oh.
Oh God.
Okay. We move to round 4. No, that was round 4 already. We're now in round 5.
Yeah.
So, actions. I'm guessing everyone's attacking because that makes the most sense. Roll initiative. Shadrach. Beat a 7.
Okay. Whoop, that's a D12. Sorry.
Here comes simultaneous monkey.
What'd you roll?
7.
I rolled a 7.
Yeah!
I
Nice.
hardly ever get the monkey. That's all I'm saying. I hardly ever get the monkey.
No, he better be careful. He might get monkeypox.
Hey, Florida. If Florida's got pox, it's probably monkeys.
Okay.
So
So now, Shadrach, roll a d20, please.
oh no. I rolled a 2.
Oh, really? Roll another d20, please.
Oh my God.
This is getting interesting.
I rolled a 2.
Hold on. Hold on, because I need to roll.
And will you stop with the 2 2s?
Okay, so.
You're gonna be a bear with a pink tutu.
Hey, you've been to the circus.
Yeah, this is a circus, all right.
Okay, so Gaspar rolled a 2, so I need Pikel, Tamark, and Gaspar to all roll d20s.
Chad.
I'm sorry, Shad.
Oh!
So, what did Pikel roll?
Well,
What did Shadrach roll?
18.
What did Tamark roll? A 2? Well, it's the highest number that is the winner.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Shadrach, roll
I
a
thought I was fucked.
Shadrach, roll a d6, please.
No! Oh, 3. Gotta be good and even in the middle.
Okay. So, as you are fighting the 2 Goombas, your left bear paw, hind bear paw, gets stuck in some undergrowth. You are considered, what's the term in second edition? I think held?
Entangled.
It's not, but you're not unable to like attack or anything. You are you're in a hold.
It's like entangled.
so
I
what-
can move like 20 or 2 squares or
No.
something.
Does anybody else think that it's ironic that the druid got held up by plants?
Well, it's his bear paw just got stuck in some undergrowth, like I said. So what that means
They're
is
not plants.
you can't you can't move. You would get no dexterity bonus if you had that, but you don't have any.
Do I recognize
Oh,
the effect?
and you suffer a -2 penalty when attacking. And
Okay.
So in other words, like if somebody's behind you, you can't turn and get at them. So
Just let me know what I can do. Well, these two mushrooms are right in front of me, so they got to move away, and I'll get a attack of opportunity if they do.
So to get free, it requires you to make a successful strength check. Otherwise, you will not get free until you do that, or get help from someone else. And then
I'm hip.
And then you get to make a strength check at advantage because you are being helped. Okay. So, and then also, I would like, Pikel, go ahead and roll me a D3, please.
Yeah, okay.
Goombas.
What'd you get?
That's racist.
A 1.
A 1, okay. So the one that you're fighting, Pikel, it... hold on here. It, in the fight that you guys are having, you slice down on it. It moves out of the way, and you slice a bunch of flowers, and the flowers kick up and kind of float around, creating almost like an obscurement. And until the flowers and the flying debris either settle or are removed by anything other than gravity, this round they're considered, both like you and the creature are both considered obscured by the battlefield. So what that means is you got a -2 to hit, because it's not like you're invisible, which would be -4, but it's a -2. And that's just one of those weird things. It's like when a dog starts digging up the yard and it's got shit flying behind it. It's kind of like you're doing this buzzsaw with your axe and creating a bunch of foliage up in the air. Okay. So that's what happened, because I rolled the same thing as you on the does this affect me number. So that's why something weird happened to both sides. So we now go to weapon speeds, and these creatures are small, so they will actually go first, because none of you are small. So the one on Pikel tries to get in there and bite you again. And with a -2, it rolls a natural 1. and then fails its level check because it is a 1 hit dice creature, and it did not roll a natural 30. And then it rolls another 1.
Oh, man.
And this... Okay, so this cannot happen because it is not wearing a helmet. So
Wait. Does it eat itself to death like
No.
Pizza the Hut?
okay, so on its turn it failed horribly, and then we go to the 2 on Shadbear, and Shadbear is held by the weird undergrowth just accidentally. He's not getting any vibe like this was a sentient vine or anything like that. So the first one Horrible miss. Rolls a 2. Can't roll above a 3. The second one that's like barely alive is like going, and it rolls and hits an armored class of 7, which is exactly what it needed to hit you. So you take 1 point of damage, Shad Bear, and you need to save versus poison, please.
All right. I rolled a 10, so I saved by 3.
All right, very good. And then now we go to you guys. So, Shad Bear, you're up.
1 claw for each mushroom that I'll bite. Again, whichever one I think needs to be bit. If that's okay with you.
Roll an attack.
First mushroom, armor class of 10. Lord.
And that would have hit, but with the -2 because of your situation, you actually miss.
Alright,
And
second
that
mushroom.
Second claw. Roll an attack.
Okay, armor class of 2.
That is a hit. And roll Dinkus.
Dinkus roll.
D3.
3 points.
And you may coup de grace or turn your attention back to the other. The coup de grace is free. Basically what a coup de grace is... Hold on.
As I smack this
Hold-
one, okay.
Hold on, let me just explain the idea behind the coup de grace. So, if we were just going strictly by the numbers, I could say, okay, yeah, -2, it's dead. But in my game, when you get to negative hit points, theoretically, you can, like, barely hang on just for a bit and utter, like, final words or do, like, final weird little acts. But so you get a free attack on someone like that, and what you see in the movies all the time, someone's, like, barely hanging on and they come up and finish them off. Or like in the battlefield when they go around and stab all the wounded guys to make sure they're dead. Those are all coup de grace. So you don't have to do that. When I say coup de grace, that means it's already a goner. You can just take off a bit more revenge or do something cool. So anyway, so you may coup de grace.
I will merely crush it under my paw as I bite the other mushroom.
All right, roll an attack.
Armor class of 7.
-2 makes an armor class of 9, which is still a hit.
Okay, that's the bite.
D6, please.
4 points.
Oh man, you bite into it and you take a chunk out of it and you think, oh, it's got to be dead, but then it kind of gets back up and it's missing its left side. It's got these bare teeth like a carve out right on its side, and it's like just going and still up. Okay, then we go to Tamark, who can attempt to hit this last one. Please roll a natural 1.
Close. I rolled a 7. Should be an AC of 7.
That's a hit. Roll Dinkus.
2 points.
And that is still enough to where you may put it out of its misery or not.
So, I'm going to chop it in 2 pieces. Just
Yeah, you know, it's pretty easy to cut a mushroom with a very sharp sword, so you do that. And now Shad Bear is not being attacked by anyone. Now, you have an offhand, and well, that's okay.
The other one.
I'm going to say I would like you to roll a charisma check, please. And if you're successful, that means you can take a 5-foot step and get over there.
14 and 8 is what?
22. That's a success. So you do this weird little kick flip where you move 5 feet over and then you stab it with your other hand. Roll an attack.
AC of 4.
That's a hit. Roll Dankus.
That still hits with the -2 for concealment. than it has.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 6.
Yes. How would you like to end this fight, Tamar?
I'm just gonna skewer it down the center and pick it up, and like try to pick a piece of it off and see what it tastes like.
As far as your, do you have like herbalism?
Yes, I do.
As far, and this is with roll, no roll needed. As far as you are concerned, this is a real mushroom, and it smells and tastes like a larger version of a naturally occurring mushroom where you're from. I don't know I only know like what a morel is and like a shiitake, but I don't know what that kind of mushroom is. But you do. Your character does.
Okay.
So theoretically, sure, if you wanted to.
I herbalism too, and I ate one of these damn things.
Yeah, when you bit into them, they tasted like fresh mushrooms. But
So it didn't taste like poison or anything like that, like, because I know that a lot of mushrooms are bad. So
no, apparently the whatever toxic thing that it had in its little mouth must have been somehow disconnected or not related to its entire body. So if you wanted to take some mushroom for some reason, you can, or you can take stock of the battle after it's over.
I will collect some crumbs and put them in my bag.
You change from back.
I will change back into myself.
I'm just gonna cut the mushroom tops off and keep them.
I'll keep some fragments of fungus. Let's do it that way.
So Shadrach, roll a d6.
A 6.
And how many hit points were you missing?
None. 1, 2.
Okay, so you get one back.
You just couldn't give me 2, could you?
Well,
I can't count.
well, okay. So Bimate says, well done. Those creatures, if they would have succeeded, their bites would have put you all to sleep, and then they would have slowly devoured you right in the fields.
And you would have stood there and watched them?
No, I would have flown away.
Mm.
So you're a lover, not a fighter?
I'm a hider, not a fighter. I was tasked with protecting the Constellos egg because I was good at making things concealed or hidden or appear as something else.
We found it, and that's not saying much.
I would say it is saying a lot considering how long it has been there. You don't sell yourself short.
I mean, have people actually really looked all that hard for it?
I don't know if you would call them people.
Or things?
Excellent.
I would say the initiates people were wise enough to suggest it stay hidden and make a compromise with my queen in the process.
So maybe we shouldn't stand around here if these things are commonplace.
Well, let's continue to our appointment. I
agree. Let us proceed. I I will not say I am not glad that you all prevailed. These Goombas are...
They don't seem all that bad.
They serve a purpose here, just as ants serve a purpose where you live.
And we were the sugar.
So what, are they like the crows that are buzzards that pick dead things clean around here?
Well, they don't really like dead things. You would think mushrooms would enjoy dead things, but there's a lot of things that are upside down in your world. No.
So how do they reproduce?
Should I take that back? Was that?
Kmart.
They as far as we know, they grow where there is an opportunity. If you would have been eaten by these, normally there are more that come from that consumption. They are slow enough and small enough to where it is one of the reasons why many of us fly.
I'll bet.
I saw that you changed into a bear, Initiate. Perhaps you would change into something that can fly, and then you would feel more safe.
I feel safe with my friends.
Okay. So with that,
Should I not?
she just gives a smile and turns and continues to fly forward with the pseudo dragon, and then the fairy dragon comes up, and he's like, "Man, you guys are great. Pykel, you really slayed those mushrooms, and Tamar got those dual swords flashing around, man. That was great. And you, Shadrach, you changed into a bear. Amazing."
Do you like mushrooms?
Sometimes.
Do you like a piece? I hold out a piece of one.
Make me a charisma check at normal chances there, Tamar. Let's see. Okay, he's like, I don't know. No, thank you.
Okay.
But thanks for asking. And then he just kind of flies forward and flies next to Beta May, leaving you three, if you wish to discuss anything on your walk, if you want to have a conversation about anything, you may, or you can not. I'll leave that up to you. Should we fast forward, or you guys want to discuss anything along the way?
I'd say fast forward.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Well, I smell something weird, so I will be back in a second. Either my son crumped a Bumford or the cat did. So we'll
Crump the Mumford. Wow. Woo! I think we're about to crump the Mumford, my friends.
Hey, maybe if we would have took a shit, since they were mushrooms, they would have ran to the pile of shit. Cause
Chad just shrugged his shoulders. Maybe.
it was a joke. It was a joke.
I don't remember you being comical in the past.
Didn't really know me.
Well, I remember you being quiet, sullen, and always quick to use your blowgun on gigantic creatures.
I always I was
I
never really...
understand the dynamics of your blowgun, but I think that you should look to other more realistic weapons. Even I carry a scimitar.
I have 2 swords.
I see, and I understand your blowgun, but I think you use it against everything. A lot of things can ignore a blowgun. Like I said, you're trying to poison a mushroom. That's not easy to do.
Things are strange here. You never know.
I agree. And,
I mean, there aren't man-eating mushrooms
that.
in our plane, are there?
What's that?
I mean, our plane doesn't have any man-eating mushrooms that I've seen.
Yeah.
I know that there are fungus creatures that think and live and exist, and they're not, I don't know them being evil. And I'm sure, you know what I'm talking about, Michael.
Yeah, they're usually pretty harmless.
In fact, they're friendly if you treat them with equal respect.
Like you offer them a pinky or something for them to nibble on?
No. Oh, Kmart.
They speak in a weird way.
Yes, but
I've never heard of any talking
Michael.
mushrooms.
Out, they
I can speak to plants, so
out of spores out of their head and makes you hallucinate what they're trying to say.
What?
also master brewers. Oh, they're master brewers of potions. This is known. They make potions from their own bodies.
Wait. So
Yeah.
you said that they spray spores out of their heads that make you hallucinate what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Then how do you know that it's real? Because you're hallucinating.
Oh, you know, until you experience it, Tamar. I myself have not experienced it, but it was part of my teaching.
I'm just saying, I experienced the hallucinogenic plants. I don't know if I would...
To plants. Can you speak to a plant?
No.
It's a different experience. That's exactly what he's saying.
I'm just saying, if I was hallucinating off of plants, I probably wouldn't believe anything that happened during that trip. That's all I'm saying.
You yourself were befuddled by illusions and fired arrows into your own people, me being one of them. Have you forgotten that?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I would believe if
That
I
was
was
an illusion.
tripping stuff.
So, by your own definition, any form of communication is an illusion. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that if I was hallucinating, I would not put stock in anything that happened during that time.
What if you didn't know you were hallucinating and you just took it for granted? Eh?
Well, if I seen a mushroom...
What if you heard the words coming from this creature and heard them clearly? And in your mind, you heard them clearly. Even now, as I'm speaking to you, you can decide whether or not I'm full of shit.
Well, if it just sprayed me with a bunch of sporges, then I would say probably not, because it just fucking jerked off on me. That's disgusting.
How do you think a fish talk? What about a lizard? You don't understand. It's communication. But that's okay. You're a manhunter. You only listen to people crying and pain, begging for their lives. I know.
I mean, you have this completely wrong idea about me. I have brought people in and testified on their behalf and have have actually gotten some of them off.
I bet.
I don't hunt people
Yes, you
for the
do.
money. I hunt them for justice.
No, for anything. You hunt people.
I hunt outlaws.
I understand how a peasant hunts for meat to feed his family, and that's acceptable. But what do? What do you exactly serve?
I serve
What?
justice. I bring in
What is justice?
wrongdoers.
Who determines what justice is?
Okay, let's say in your case. All right, let's say your family was killed and you survived. And you wanted justice from the people that killed you. You come to my guild, post the contract, and I look over it and I do my best to determine if it's just, or made up, or if I feel like there's some kind of misgivings towards me about it. And if I feel it is sufficiently legitimate, then I hunt them. And
Is there a pre-calculated cash value to your services?
I don't keep a lot of the money. You seem to think I do this for the money.
You don't keep a lot of the money.
I keep enough to live off of. I give a lot of it to the poor, to the homeless, to people in need. I don't require a ton of money to live off of. I keep enough money to keep upkeep on the things that I need. I'm a fairly righteous person, and I'm not trying to be tooting my own horn.
By your own admission to describe yourself as righteous, I find that very informative. And I've called you manhunter, and you never get my name right, and I forgive you.
I tell you that I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
I got your name wrong in the beginning a few times, and
I know you better now than I knew you ever before. And I see now that you are a righteous person.
I mean,
I think perhaps you're misguided, but then so am I. And I can't judge anybody, and I don't try to.
I mean, I just try to do the right thing, what I believe to be the right thing.
I began this horrible adventure with you and called you names. I remember. And like I said, you were possessed by the demon. You shot me with your bow. You shot me with your blowgun. I remember.
Wait. I thought I shot you because you got possessed by the demon.
No, I was never possessed, sir. No.
I shot somebody because they got possessed by that demon, and they turned on us and started attacking us to put them asleep.
It was Pick and both Covidius and the other guy.
Well, there was two other guys.
Chris, his character.
Right. The other foreign elf guy.
It's like one syllable. I can't.
I can never remember his name either. But
I know, and yes, I know.
But there was also that sailor, fancy guy. Remember?
Sailor?
Yeah, the guy who came off of the boat. Remember the one who had the princess was fancy on him. That dark.
Well, it must not have had that big of an impact because I don't remember.
You don't remember us in the Underdark? In the ground down there with the dark color?
Now you're talking. I thought you said a sailor.
Right, yeah, he used to be a sailor on a boat. He came in off of the docks.
Oh, no, really dragging it back now, man. Wow. Oh, that was a weird, Dad. That was a weird little scenario.
Remember, the princess had a fancy for him, and I think that's why we got out of there.
Reginald.
Reginald. Yeah, that's his name.
You were. I thought you meant somebody else. I was like, no, it's Reginald. Reginald's more than a sailor, but okay.
Oh no, I meant he came off of a ship as a.
Yes, he did. Yes. But he's back in Tila now, and here we are now. I think we better go meet the Fey royalty and rub our knees hard on the carpet. So, I suggest we go forward. Shad gives Delante a dirty look.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Mark pulling out some bullshit there.
the flowers and the walking and the thing and the that lasts for some time. And you're wondering just how long you've been walking. There is no sun to gauge. The only thing you can do is think about when was the last time you ate or drank or, that's kind of a way to tell time, but you're just not sure. Yes, Shadrach.
The light never changes. It's always the same level.
Yes, there's no sun in the sky. The sky...
You said it was like a rainbow. The
yes.
sky is a rainbow.
Yes.
Okay, and the light never changes. Okay, well, we got to just go to where we're going.
And whether it was a day, an hour, a minute, or 10 years, you're not sure.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. Has anybody ever seen a water clock? There's this water clock and checks that I seen. Do you think the water clock here would keep the same time, or would it be different?
Are you okay, hold on, before we get into this. Who to be specific, are you wanting this conversation to be with your other two companions, or are you saying this loud enough to where if...
Loud enough for everyone to hear.
Okay, so let me see if
Say it again.
Bimate has anything to say on this. She might not. Oh, okay. So go ahead. Shadrach said, say that again.
Say it again, Dan.
So I see this contraption they call water clock and checks. And it uses water, doing different shit to keep track of time. So I know time runs different here versus there from what she said, but I was curious if you brought something like that water clock to this plane, would you be able to keep track of time here that way? Or would, because of the whole concept of everything, it would keep track slower versus the same? I don't know, it was just a weird question. Something to pass the time as we walk endlessly.
Shad says, I think we're in a place where the things we understand as time don't really count. We won't know until we get back. I don't think we're aging by what you're suggesting. I don't think we're aging, but I think that time is passing where we came from in a different way, either for better or for worse.
I don't know.
We may return at the moment we left, We may return 100 years from when we left. And who knows?
So if the water duration stayed the same, but we don't age, what would that? Wouldn't that be fucked up?
I don't understand time, and my training and my knowledge tells me simply that time marches on. It's not something that can be controlled or truly understood, just followed.
I don't know. I heard there's wizards that study it, but
Yes, wizards. Wizards do all kinds of bad things.
I don't know. I was just trying to make small talk to pass the time.
You're smarter than I thought you were. Hey, Mark, I'll say that for what it's worth.
Bimate looks at Pykel and says, "You are the quietest dwarf I've ever met."
Well, you got nothing interesting to do, nothing to say. Just say it.
Well, hey, I really haven't heard your story since we're walking all this time. Why don't you tell me more about you? I mean, I know about him.
I'm just a dwarf out looking for new riches and new metals.
Well, you just basically told me every dwarf's dream for the last billion.
Well, why change?
I want to know more about you, like where you're from, things that have happened.
Word is,
My friend Kmart.
I look for new opportunities for people and new technique. I'll make one down.
Apparently, Taymark, the dwarf, is not interested in talking.
Well, that keep back up stuff. No, I'm not.
Okay. So, as Taymark, you wistfully turn away from the tight-lipped dwarf, you notice on the horizon a gleaming silver and black castle.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
No outer walls.
Oh, yes, you did.
No killing fields. Just a simple stream running past it on the left before disappearing off the horizon. And Bimate says, "Behold, the castle of our queen, Titania."
So I see a stream. Does that mean there's a moat?
You do not see a moat. You can see that the flowers stop about 100 yards around the entirety of the castle. The castle appears to be probably 100, 150 yards wide along the front, and it appears as though you are approaching it from the front. And Bimate starts to kind of veer off to the right. And as you veer off to the right, you think you're going to miss the front, the big wooden door. But as you look, you notice that the front of the castle is still where you're headed towards. And the only way I can describe it is if you've ever seen a painting where no matter where you walk, it looks like the subject is looking at you. No matter where you walk, it appears as though you're walking towards the front of the castle.
And is that one of those illusions you were talking about there?
No, that
Well,
is...
no.
No. I mean, I said that to Shad.
Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Shad would maybe agree and nod. And out of game, I would say there's a painting called The Smiling Cavalier. And no matter where you are, it's looking right the hell at you. It's one of those haunted paintings. It's really great. So yes, I get what you mean.
I saw a painting like that down at the St. Louis Art Museum, and
it might be that painting.
It was,
It might be a copy of it, because there was, back in those times, they would make a painting like that, and people would make copies that were like almost, exactly like it. They probably have that, because they got Rembrandt in the St. Louis Museum. St. Louis Art Museum is no shit.
well, let's see.
They got some good stuff there.
Let me see what happens when I punch in painting that always looks at you.
I
Oh,
bet
look
it's
at
the Red Cavalier or the Smiling Cavalier.
Is he following you with his eyes? Why the eyes of portraits seem to follow you?
Because you're tripping acid.
What is it called when a painting's eyes follow you? The famous portraiture is known for its enigmatic eyes that seem to be looking directly at you and follow you as you move. Leonardo was not the first to create such a
I
painting,
can draw eyes like that, and
but it
I'm proud of it.
is so closely associated with him that this effect is also known as the Mona Lisa effect. And
Find the Laughing Cavalier.
well, apparently there's more than one painting that does that, so
Yeah, oh yeah.
why do paintings stare at you, or in this case, why is the castle staring at you? When we observe a castle on the hill, or the visual information that defines near and far points is unaffected by viewing directions. Still, we interpret this perceptually as if it were a real object. That is why the castle appears to follow you as you change your viewing direction.
Well, you already said, when we approach a place in the here, it's like we were always approaching it in the first place. Like with the tree. It took us a while, but it was always, we knew where we were going. So, yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of neat. You've never seen a castle. You've never seen that before. And I've never seen that described before in any D&D game. So I just made it up now and fuck the internet.
Excellent.
So, at some point, a trail is found. And you start to walk, you walk out of the flowers into the trail. And then the trail becomes paved with like stones and cobblestones and etc. that gradually get larger and larger as you walk in the direction of the castle. And from when you first saw the castle, you did not see the road, if you will, but from wherever this angle is, or whatever effect that is taking hold here, the road is now very apparent that it leads right up to a set of 40-foot tall double wooden doors in the front of this castle. And the castle is probably 150 feet tall at some points. It has 3 towers of varying heights, probably like 50, 75, and 100 feet if dimensions
So you're saying
are
the
to
outer
be
walls are
accurate.
50 feet tall?
There are no outer walls of this castle. There's no
Okay.
killing field. It's just open. It's like somebody mowed the lawn and just threw a castle in the part where they mowed, and everything else is full of flowers.
There's no bastion or castellan or anything like that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
And Tamark has his hand up.
Hey, are these rocks alive or rocks alive in this place?
Who are you asking?
Petra
Bimate?
and Bimate.
That's great. She says she like stops flying forward and kind of circles in the air, whatever that term is, whenever something airborne turns. And she faces you directly, and the fairy dragon stops, and it's like he had a weird smirk on his face, but then you can see that he looks back at her as if he is interested in the answer to this question. And a breeze kind of blows through, and you get another whiff of the pollen and the flowers. And she says, I think so. There are magics that can cause rocks to reveal information. And personally, I think that's because they are alive. There are those that think that they are not, but that they have some type of connection with the ground that causes whatever they experience to imprint upon them, creating a false memory that can be read by those who can do such things. I am not a sage when it comes to that kind of magic, but it is something I've heard of.
No, why not? Dwarves are from stone.
I'm sorry, Clark, you cut out. Go ahead.
Why not? Dwarves are hewn from the mountains by Morty himself.
She just kind of shrugs and she says, maybe. This Moradin you speak of sounds like a master craftsman.
Well, not to brag.
And then she kind of is expecting you to continue talking, and then when you don't, she rolls her eyes. Yes, Shadrach has his hand up.
Chad notes all of what she says, knowing that he can talk to rocks and tell them how to shape themselves. And he's like, wow, maybe they don't know everything. Because even Peichel spoke of origin. Yes, you can stone talks. Ha ha ha. So there. Chad just has a thought. He doesn't say anything out loud. But she's revealed that she doesn't know a lot of stuff. So that's how he feels. I'll just say that.
But you didn't say that.
Well, you're right. But Cobb knows. I'm saying it to the Dungeon Master.
Very good. Adding some more depth to what we're doing here. So, she looks at you, Tamark, and says, I'm sorry I don't know more.
Oh, you're fine. I was just... I mean, if they were alive here and had feelings, I wasn't going to walk on them.
She says, if they're alive, and if they have feelings, as far as I know, they have never expressed any remorse about being considered worthy to provide a greater ease of travel for the denizens of our world. And if that is their purpose, then that is a life well lived. Just my opinion.
Hey, Mark needs to make a perception check.
Was that a 30-sider?
I don't know what Jason's talking about.
Nice.
Chad is looking at Kmart really hard and weird, and if he perceives it, he'll get it.
Hard and weird. What was that, your girlfriend? Oh.
I wish. Oh, please.
All right.
But if anything, Kmart would see Chad just looking at him with this smile on his face, like, really?
Okay. You now have exited the floral forest of these lands, and you are now in a very manicured blue grass. And you see all of these very small winged creatures that upon they seem to be doing something in the grass. And Shadrach has his hand up.
Are they little tiny people with wings?
Make me a perception check, please.
All right. 31.
Well, that is a success. So you stop and you take a look. You put some effort into attempting to determine what these very small, shall we say tiny winged creatures look like. And what you see are grasshoppers, but they have the top half is that of male and female humans. They have no ears. They have very large, round anime eyes. And they appear to be flitting around, eating the grass, keeping it low and manicured. And
they have wings, right?
yes.
Okay.
And though the Dungeon Master does not remember the name of the creature, I think I am describing it correctly. And each of these things has its own unique, like they're not all the same. They don't look like they're all the same. They look like they have independent features, though they have...
Do they have clothes and stuff? Do they wear clothes?
Yes. But only on the top half, not the bottom.
Yeah, okay. Like a coat? Yeah, okay, right on.
And as you stop and you finally get a good look at one, one of them looks up and like raises one of its fists on the top half, so it's got like little arms, and it raises its fist and makes like a weird ding, 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 ding sound that it could be a language, it could be a weird song, it could be a sonic attack, but you can see on its face that it seems like it's a sourpuss, like it's mad or offended or something.
Is it threatening?
Well, I mean, I described it as a tiny half grasshopper, half person.
As long as it doesn't bite me, I'm gonna leave it be.
Yeah, it's not moving towards you. It's just like you get the feeling like you're invading its privacy by looking at it.
Yeah, well, these are obviously not just bugs. I get that. So yeah, Shad just leaves them alone.
And now I'm going to try to look them up because
I'm going to say they're atomies, but I think there's other things between atomies and...
No, I know what an anatomy is, and that is not it. Because an anatomy is I don't think it's part grasshopper.
Because like I was thinking like little fairy, little people with wings, but no, I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of the name, but they're certainly not Sprite.
What's the matter, Shad?
Everything here is alive.
That was dumb. You need to be slashed.
What?
Me?
No, Dan.
What?
You said bugs matter.
No, I said, what's the matter, Shad?
Oh.
No, this is not Bugs Life Matters.
That's pretty good. That is definitely not it.
Ow!
All right. Well, is that it?
You're answering your question about rocks. Says everything here is alive. Just take that for granted. Everything here is alive. Everything. The dirt is alive. Everything. We're in the realm of the Fae. All kinds of crazy stuff can happen here.
You know, this is going to bother me now that I can't remember the name of these fucking things, but that's all right, unless you're planning on talking.
I know there was like a specific creature.
Unless you're planning on talking.
Greeks.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Let's see. That was in the Monster Manual 2, I think.
I bet you it's Greeks.
If I can find that. Oh my goodness, I got stuff. Monster Manual 2. Alright, let's see. Let's see our, break out our second edition trivia here.
No, you're right. Grig, G-R-I-G. Grigs were a Fae race and a type of sprite, notable for having the lower body of crickets and for having an uncanny talent.
There it is. Yep. Look at you.
Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms.
10 points to Jason. Did Forgotten Realms try to take that creature? This was in the Monster Manual 2, so no. Fuck Ed Greenwood. I'm tired of these motherfuckers trying to take credit for things they didn't make up.
I just know my monsters.
I know.
That's all I can tell.
I know I'm being a boomer right now, internet, but I don't give a fuck. And now that we've
I can't help it. I can't not know.
Now that we've gone down the rabbit hole, Bimate says, interesting. The leaping Griggs appear to be some form of sprite, found only in sylvan woodlands and meadows. These creatures are shy of strangers, but otherwise good-natured and friendly. They are nocturnal and in most instances are encountered in a glen. There with one or possibly several other bands of Griggs or a tribe of atomies, or both, they will meet to play and dance in the moonlight.
That's why I thought they were atomies at first, but they're connected.
And and just to make this even more cobbish, I'm going to take a picture of this and send it to the group Jam, because I can do that, And what's the point of having shit if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, I just think that Chad would know about the Fae, and if nothing else, from stories. Because, I mean, even my background is just a white dude with English and French blood. Fairies were part of my... I grew up with that stuff. That, you know, if you saw a shadow, it was a fairy.
All right, there you
Go
go.
to the garden.
There
all
you
that
go.
shit.
There you go, gentlemen. That is a grig.
Yeah, that was the picture I saw.
So
Yep.
I took all this
Yep.
shit for I took all that shit from memory and got mostly correct. That's amazing. And I've never used a grig before in a game. So what else does it say about them?
What's their magic resistance?
150%.
Wow.
No. Let's see. One or more of the grigs will play bowed string instruments, while the others enjoy circle dances and other pastimes. It says they're hard to hit because they're dexterous, and the legs are more like crickets or grasshoppers than a sprite's. And they're actually the ones I've created here are actually a lot smaller than the grig.
What are they, tiny?
The grig
Are
on
they tiny,
the
or
grig
are they
on
huge?
Skell would be considered small, 1.5 feet tall. But the grigs here in whatever this place is, they're like an inch tall.
Like tiny, like a bird. That's tiny.
So
That's just like a -7 armor class.
in addition to their own tongue, they speak other pixie languages. And what's neat about them is the way I described this little grig yelling at you. I'm going to give you a freebie, but I think it's neat. It is speaking so fast that that's what it sounds like.
You said these are woodland creatures?
I did not.
Are they considered woodland creatures?
I would say so, yeah.
So, technically, next time I level up, I can learn Greek as a language, right?
Well, I wouldn't waste it on a grig. You may, sure. I just...
No, with you, dude.
That's a very specific use case, but you know, that's cool.
I can see being in a big pit of mud with giant spiders, like when a Greg shows up. Hey, man.
Yeah. All right, roll a d20. A 1. Roll it again. A 1. Roll it again. Roll it again on the tiny Sylvan chart. Oh, you got a grig.
The tiny Sylvan chart. That's a D15.
All right, so you approach this silver and black castle. It is gleaming, it is shining, it is polished as if it is made out of the black rock that you remember being underneath the monastery, and a white rock, like a granite or quartz, and it's all polished. And there's a very small set of wooden steps that leads up just a little bit to get to the wooden doors. And Bimate knocks. And she turns around and she says, before we go in, I would suggest that you remain respectful at all times. This is their home, though it is a court. And somebody in a red car just pulled up? Oh, that's my son. He got off work. Okay, never mind. I didn't realize what time it was.
Hey, that's my old car.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's Cobb doing here? Oh, okay. I remain respectful. This is their home after all, even if it is a court. And depending on other circumstances that we are unaware of, there may be visitors here of other kingdoms. So if you see things that you've never seen, try not to
Stare?
yes, try not to stare.
Man, this is when we need Bart. We need Bart right now. Damn it.
He never responded to my message, unfortunately.
I know. I tried to contact him as well. I know he has shit going on in his life, so I just let it be.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? So
I'm glad that he's playing. That's what I'll say that much. So
she knocks one more time, and then the door is open, and it opens just a fraction, and you hear from the inside, "Who is it?" She says, it's Bimate. And I have companions who wish an audience with the queen. And you hear,
I didn't wish this.
"Wait." And the door shuts again with a loud, echoing, like just reverberating, as if the doors are made of like 1,000 pounds of wood. "Well, look who it is. Snack boy.
Yep.
Look at this guy.
I got cookies.
He's got cookies and popcorn, man.
And that's it.
Roll for mashed potatoes.
Yeah, roll for a midnight snack run. All right, so I would like, just because it is where we are,
Hi.
everything okay?
Yep. Just one thing.
Good shift?
Yep.
No problems?
Nope.
You know what you're working tomorrow? You're not, right? You're back on Friday?
No, I'm not working Friday.
Oh, that's right. So you're not back till Saturday?
I will be back Saturday.
Okay.
No, 3 p.m. to 8:30 tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we can have breakfast and all kinds of good stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Cool.
Love you.
Love you too.
I'm probably gonna
Excellent.
do something.
So I would like, because he made such a stink about it last time, I would like Tamark to roll a D12, but not a D12. I want even less of a chance of something fucking up right now. So make it a D20.
D4!
1! And a 2.
I was about to say, take a picture, motherfucker. Okay.
Just roll a D4,
What?
man.
What the fuck? Oh, that would have been just pure chaos.
1 in 4, man.
That would have been a thing, all right.
Fucking King and Queen walk out. You! I know you fucker!
I'm willing to take a picture of any die roll I make. You just need to say so.
I'd be
only
surprised.
if
It'd
it's
be like,
only if it's like super epic. Like that would have been an epic natural one. If that would have, I'd have want a picture of that. But just regular, not. I don't. You know.
Anytime I've rolled a 1 or some weird roll I needed, I've always been willing to take a picture.
oh man.
Okay.
That'd
So-
be like Bart somehow had already fucked with these people and they remembered.
Well, it could happen because Bart is Bart.
The door swings open, and standing at the doorway is a massive muscle-bound, 10-foot tall, double-bladed, large, appropriate-sized axe wielding Minotaur.
Holy shit.
The Minotaur has the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So it's kind of puny then.
I couldn't understand you, Clark. What'd you say?
So then he's kind of puny for a Minotaur then.
He has a really big head to make up for it, though.
Thighs as big as tree trunks. Arms is
I
twice
thought you
as
said I.
wearing
Wow.
leather sandals, so I don't know what it's called. It's not called a skirt, but it would be what would be worn that's like a skirt if you're a man, and it's not a kilt, it's just a leather wrapping.
It's either a kilt or a skirt, because that's both legitimate descriptions of what you just
Is
said.
it made out of metal, or is it,
No, it looks like it's made of leather or some
Leather.
type of hide, with a belt, and then he's got like 2 leather straps that so like almost like suspenders, but not like attached like suspenders, but they're part of. It seems like it's all woven together. So, but if you can imagine where it like crosses across the chest and runs down, and then it goes in the back, and just super muscly, tanned, bronze skin, not the skin of a cow or whatever, definitely a humanoid, huge hands. Just
You know what they're saying.
a massive entity, and this double-bladed, two-handed, giant-sized axe. Some of you may have seen an axe that would be similar in size, wielded by someone from your past that may have been similar in size but was of a different species. I'm talking more about Peichel than everyone else. So he understands that this kind of thing does a massive amount of damage in a skilled warrior's hands. And he looks down at all of you, and then looks down at Peichel. And then I need all of you to make charisma checks, please. And I will call out for numbers, and we'll just start.
oh yeah!
Well, I guess we'll start with Tamar. What'd you get?
I rolled a 19 plus 8 is 27.
All right. That is a success. And then let's go to Peichel.
Roll a 16 plus 9 and 25.
That is a success. And let's go to Shadrach.
30.
That is a success. All right. So he looks at all of you. He then kind of does a snort and opens the door all the way. And then as Bimate starts to fly in, you hear him say, "The lovely Bimate, you are welcome at court. We have missed your beauty." And she says, oh, thank you, Orion. You are so handsome. I look forward to speaking with you later about your adventures, most recent and long ago. And he says, I'm at your feet. And then you see the fairy dragon kind of flying, and he goes, "Sup?" And just kind of flies past.
Hey, what did she say the name of that Minotaur was?
Orion.
Oh, Ryan.
Orion's Minotaurs. Oh, look! The fucking dwarf cracks a smile. Holy fuck.
That's a dad joke there.
Auto parts. Ow!
And then upon entering in through these huge, long, high doors, the place inside appears to be almost normal looking. For those of you that might have been in a castle before, it kind of reminds you a little bit of the wooden fort, only because it's got a very large like room interior when you walk in. It's not like partitioned off into a bunch of hallways like you might expect. And every so often, the first thing you notice is on the walls, every so often you see what could only be described as fairies who are providing light from their undersides, who are chained to the platforms where, like, there would be lamps in a regular place. These fairies are there providing light, and they do not appear to be like beaten up and stuff, but they look like they're, I mean, they could be slaves, or there could be some other reason why they're there. Maybe they volunteer and they like the BDSM. There's no way of knowing unless you were to ask. And they're in varying sizes, but the sizes only range from like 3 inches tall to like 8 inches tall, and they're both male and female. They all have wings, and they all have clothes on. And Tamark has his hand up.
So I whispered to Bimate, are those once in chains prisoners or slaves?
She says, no, they just were a bit naughty, and this is one way we make them
Punishment?
think about their bad choices. It's one of the most
Humiliating?
yes. No fairy really enjoys being restricted.
A light post?
Restricted, but the magic in those chains causes their transgressions to be illuminated. But it is not permanent, and it is not something that they, once they're free, they're paid. We don't hold grudges, at least most of us don't hold grudges. Once you've provided light to the court, then you're done and you're free to do whatever it is that you do. And Shadrach has his hand up.
Is there a ceiling or roof?
Yes. It appears to be...
How high up do I think it is?
You think it's probably 35, 37 feet up. Oh.
Okay.
And when you look up... And when you look up, all you can see is it's super shadowy, like the lights from the fairies don't extend all the way up, except occasionally. So there's a lot of if there was any place that had shadows in this land, this would be one of the few places that there isn't an eternal light of some kind.
That's why I said I assume there's a roof
Yeah.
or a ceiling above me. Okay.
You, and so you are continuing to follow Bimate, and as you look around you, you can see various life forms of various sizes in polite conversation with each other, and in various states of fashion. So, on your left, for instance, there appears to be a red-skinned female with cow horns coming off of her head. She has long, dark hair. She has black, like, makeup where, like, around her eyes and her lips, her fingernails. She's wearing a very fancy, like an orange dress that is form-fitting. She appears very shapely, and she's really put together. And you notice that there is a prehensile tail that is poking out from underneath the long skirt that she is wearing. And she appears to be talking to a humanoid-shaped cloud, or a cloud that is taking that form, or something. There's like very undefined, loose features. So the face has kind of a bump where a nose might be, and kind of a bumpy sort of hair, or not bumpy, but just vague hairline, like if someone was to take a picture and then unfocus it and it was hard to make out. That's kind of what this cloud entity appears. So it's not, there's no like clothes, it's just all cloud or smoke, or the morning mist after a rain, or something like that. And they appear to be talking. They certainly appear to be. And Tamark has his hand up.
So does the cloud have any kind of features that would make you think it's a woman or a man?
No.
Okay.
That's how undefined, or
Okay.
I don't know if the term would be shapeless, because it is a shape, but
No, I got what you're saying. I just didn't know if there was
Yeah.
maybe curves
it's
on the top. that
it's
might-
a super contrast to the other entity there, the red-skinned horned woman with the tail and the
So,
nice
well, it
dress.
could be a Pat.
Could be a path?
Pat. P-A-T from Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Pat.
yeah, no, not Pat. You can tell Pat's a human at least. Okay, so that's like on your left, and then further back in the chamber, there's other. You see a fuzzy, short, almost for lack of a better description, an Ewok-looking entity with two smaller Ewok entities kind of around it, and they appear to be holding a tankard and enjoying a beverage while watching or waiting its turn for something. And then on the right, as you walk towards something further away that's you're not even able to focus on yet, as you look to where you're going, there's just kind of a sort of like a veil of sparkly energy that as if like it's a curtain of magic that is you can't see past, at least not unless you had some type of spell, ability, or whatever that could let you see through whatever that is. So on the right, you see a woman who is like brown, like just like made of dirt. But she is, her definitions are definitely female. The shapes and the bumps, they're all correct as far as a human looking thing would be, but there's not enough definition to where like you don't, like this, she's not wearing any clothes, but you don't see what you would see if it was a naked human. There's nothing like nipples on breasts or
No defined
moles
anatomy.
or fingernails or eye color, because everything's all the same shade of brown, as if this person was sculpted from a brown clay. It's like a living statue that has been created by a master craftsman. And as Pikel looks at it, if he wanted to take the time at some point in the future, there's very possible he could glean that information just by examining it because of his background. But that is not something that you would have time to do right now. And she appears to be in conversation with a man who is about 3 foot tall, has the same kind of fairy wings, just different colors. Like birds have wings, but they have different colored feathers, so not every fairy has the same color patterns or striations on their wings. These, however, appear to Shadrach to be the wings that are similar to a monarch butterfly, and you are the one that knows this. The other people, unless they are as attuned to nature as you are, they would not know. So they would need some type of ability, spell, or proficiency to provide that information.
Yeah, I think Shab would know what butterfly.
But you know those are the wings of a monarch butterfly, and it's striking on this man. He's if a monarch butterfly was changed into a man, because his skin color reminds you of the body of the butterfly. And because I don't necessarily know what the body of a monarch butterfly looks like,
It's yellow and brown.
I am going to pull this up and go with images.
Yellow and brown.
And looks like it's just dark. Oh wait, let me try this one here. Let's see if I can. Okay, so this is what I thought. So it's black with like white spots all over it.
It's yellow.
And the white spots then kind of continue along the outside edges of the wings that have black, I'm assuming they're like structure points on the wing, and then in between the structure points is yellow. And so the guy even has like 2 antennae that are coming off the top of his head. The thing that he doesn't have is he doesn't have 6 legs. He's just got the regular 2 legs and 2 arms. And the skin coloration is very pronounced, but yet he's wearing a suit or a tuxedo that, yeah, that's exactly almost the same picture I'm looking at. So the tuxedo that he's wearing is like the same as his skin. So, it kind of defeats the purpose, but that's what he's wearing, so that must be what Monarch, Butterfly, Fairy like to wear. I don't know. That's what this guy's wearing. And if he's here at the court, he must have some importance in whatever he does or wherever he's from.
Shad's taking a lot of mental notes from what he sees.
And then finally, up on the front, Bimate, as you guys are continuing to move and you're getting ready to cross that arcane veil or arcane curtain or whatever it is, there appears to be a strawberry that is the size of like pickle, a watermelon, and an apple. And Bimate looks at all of you and then proceeds to walk through the veil as if there's like a seam where the curtains come together and she slips through. And the fairy dragon then turns around and she's like, hey, what do you call a watermelon, a strawberry, and an apple?
Watermelon, a strawberry, and an apple?
And he kind of points down at the watermelon, the strawberry, and the apple, these big giant things that are right in front of the curtain where you're about to walk through. And he's like, yeah, what do you call them?
A watermelon, a strawberry, and an apple?
No.
Fruit salad.
Oh, you're so close.
Chad says fruit.
Correct. Yeah, Shadrach wins. And the fairy dragon points at Shadrach, and you see him go, and Shadrach is being affected by a spell. He doesn't know what kind of spell it is. Does he fight it off, or does he accept it?
If it's charm, I'm automatically immune to it. Otherwise, I will accept it.
Let me look and see what kind of spell it is then, because
at 7th level, I'm immune to charm.
hold on.
So, I'm cool. Just if it's charm, that I would know what was charm, and I could either.
Oh,
again,
yes.
like you said,
Yes, it is. It is a charm.
I accept it.
Okay, you just start to laugh. You think it's the funniest thing you've ever heard.
Wow, Shad laughing is kind of crazy.
And then, like within just a few moments, it's done. And
what just happened?
and you look. I need. Do all of you follow Bimate through the arcane veil, or do you stay behind because you know it's a trap? Oh.
I go.
All right, Tamar goes. He disappears. Whoop.
I mean, Shad went, so
Shadrach goes. Whoop. He disappears.
Michael's going.
Then Pykel goes. Whoop. And you disappear.
And does the prince go through as well?
The prince.
Yeah, Bart.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot you were there. Oh.
I know. The atomic bomb.
Well, hey, you never know. He might have, although he normally, if there's nobody to fight, normally he doesn't act up. So it's only when...
I know. No, I know Bart well. I talked to Brad out of game frequently, so yeah, I got a pretty good gauge of Bart.
All right. You pass through this arcane veil in the Sealy Court. You find yourself in a completely different place. You are suddenly outside in a well-tended imagine the gardens. I've been to the Palace of Versailles, so I can imagine what this looks like. But let me describe it. It's like there is hedges or shrubbery that line paths that go different ways. And Bimate says, if you can, you have two choices. You can follow me and I will get you through Titania's maze with no issues. Or you can attempt to go through the maze on your own. Yeah, it's like that. But, you know, it's more, that doesn't look like it's real high. But here, what I'm trying to describe was where it would be high enough to where, and all of a sudden, Shadrach has flashbacks of the corn maze.
Oh, I remember that.
No, you don't.
Corn maze?
I don't
We're
think
there for the corn
I don't
maze.
think Tamark was there for that.
Oh, no. They're a different maze from the last one. My bad.
She says, or you can attempt to get through the maze on your own. It will not, there is nothing in the maze that is
Dangerous?
dangerous.
Well,
But there is no telling how long it might take you to go through. But if you do make it through, if you do not give up, you will earn a boon of the queen.
Let's say we try on our own.
So you have the option. You don't all have to go together. You can pick to come follow me or go it alone. You can work together if you wish to do that, or you can not. There are very few rules. The only thing that you can't do
Take up to the ground and
is
flop
you can't not go through the maze and hope to gain the boon of the queen. This is a test of your ingenuity, of your willpower, of your problem solving. It is not a test of, and she looks at initiate, changing into a bird and flying over the maze. That would be as if you went with me. And the object is not to destroy the maze. The object is you have to find your way through using your wits. And understand, if you have other abilities or magic, those are included in your wits. But depending on how you use them, you will be judged. So this is totally up to you. And then she kind of lands and stops and looks and says, if you need a moment to decide, take as much time as you need. I'm going to sit right over here on this chair in the shade, what little shade that there is. And I'm going to have a sip of cool beverage. And I'm going to listen to the wind. And she does exactly what she says. She walks over and there's a little chair there and a little table and a pitcher with a glass. And she pours out of the pitcher and just makes herself comfortable, and you guys can discuss or do, or it's your scene to run with. So Would someone like to go first, or do you want to talk about it? Shadrach has his hand up.
There's an obvious entrance to the maze.
Yeah, you're right in front of it.
Okay.
And like I said, since you were the one that had been in the corn maze before, it reminds you of that, but I mean, it's only because you've been told what it is. It's like it doesn't appear like there's no corn here. It's not all dark.
I don't feel as threatened.
I mean,
Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. I hope I'm getting my point across.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to die.
I mean, I ain't telling you how to role play your character, but I would
No,
hope.
I get it. I'm just...
Okay.
Chad is looking... Does he see this as like a death trap?
If you do, that's not the way I'm trying to get it across.
Then that's fine. Chad steps towards the entrance, not do it yet, and says, "My faith will guide me." And he looks back at the other 2 or 3.
I think we can get through.
Michael, the bag breaks out paper and a piece of charcoal. Wow, we can always give it a try.
Chad smiles and says, "Yes, we can always give it a try." I think we should try this on our own. To at least prove that either we're idiots or we know what we're doing.
Well, you've proven that enough.
Nice.
Which one?
Exactly.
Well, as long as we're agreed that we're all going to go through the maze together, then so be it.
Okay.
Frankly, Kmart, I think you're the man to take the point.
So B. Mateus says, after you all enter the maze, I am going to go and wait for you at the end. If you decide you want to go back to the entrance, you will find that there will be no exit here. Once you enter, you are in there for as long as it takes for you to find your way through. And that is just the way it is.
Chad will say to the others, "I don't ask you to share this with me. I would take on this myself. But if we're all going to go together, I think we should all just agree that we can all die."
We're not. No, we can't die. It's not about that. It's about seeing how smart we are. She said it wasn't dangerous.
Well, I agree, and I have my own chagrin to deal with. After the corn maze, that was, even Pikel can remember how crazy that was.
Was Pikel there for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I thought so, but sometimes I get my times. I've been playing too long. Everything runs together.
Shad says, "I'm not going to destroy these plants. I can't." She already said that we have to do better than that.
No, I think we can do this. I think we're smart enough to do this.
We can't just bulldoze our way out of this one. I think I'm not brilliant, but I'm willing to take the chance. Like she said, I can turn into a bird, but that's cheating. So let's not cheat or cheat as much as we're allowed to. I was thinking if I can't be a bird, I can still turn into something that can sniff, and we can smell our way out. But I'll save that for last resort.
So I have a dog.
Well, indeed, if your dog can sniff a trail, let that dog start sniffing.
I can track a trail.
Well, is there a trail?
We'll find out. We got to go in first.
Like I said, you should be the point man, and if you disagree, then just say so.
All right.
I'm okay with that.
So, this is one of those instances where I like to get in the weeds. So, tell me if I'm wrong. Doesn't a tracking dog, need to know what it's trying to find it? Like, if you use a dog to try to go through a maze with no scent to try to find or can smell, there's no way it would know how or where it's going.
So the first problem is I don't have a tracking dog. I have, let's see how it's put.
I would assume it's a guard dog.
Yeah, it's a guard dog.
Yeah.
So it can smell, but it's not like tracking. It's more like an attack dog. Or at least that was always my understanding.
All right. Well, I agree with you, but I'm just making sure that you guys don't want the dog to find its way through, and it's like,
I never even suspected.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No. I'm not expecting the dog to track something it's never smelled.
Speaking of that, since I forgot that you had a dog with you, you hear a voice, and it's like, yeah, I don't think I can find a way through. And you look down, and the dog's looking at you.
I wasn't expecting you to. Did you just talk to me?
Yeah. I talk to you all the time, but you never answer. What's up, Shad?
No, I'm just.
No, hey, that's what the dog. That's what the dog's. When you're like looking at it, it just goes, "What's up, Shad?"
He's literally scratching his head. Well,
Hello.
that's nice in this place.
Do any of you remember that classic holiday special, The Night the Animals Talked?
That sounds familiar.
Well, I
Was
do.
it Rankin Bass?
No, it was not Rankin Bass, but it was basically the night. The cartoon is about the night that the manger and all that, and all the animals
Yes, I know
in
what you're talking about
Bethlehem.
now.
They got the gift of speech, and so they had they had discussions. But then as the sun was coming up, they were like, "Oh," and they lost the gift, and then they went back to being regular animals. So.
Thanks, God.
Yeah. So anyway, this dog's like looking at you like. So anyway, yeah.
Well, Shad takes it in stride. He's kind of like, oh, that's nice.
I mean, you could still smell, right?
I smell all kinds of things.
Right. Well,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
wasn't expecting you to sniff us through.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I was going to call shenanigans on that.
I might ask you to tell us if you smell anything, but it's not like, hey, did you smell the king that I don't even know smells like? I
Is
mean,
there a smell to follow?
Well,
You know?
the only thing I'll say is, considering you feed me, and really I don't do much, I'm willing to help now when I can. But yeah,
and,
I'll tell you.
do you know what Bimate smells like?
I mean, I haven't gotten close to her. I assume she smells like flowers, but I don't know.
Is Bimate,
I'll tell you this: those little things that look like, half grasshopper, half tiny things back in the blue grass. They smell horrible.
I can't imagine they've never taken a bath.
They smelled like the time you caught that runner outside of Chex, and he was so drunk and he threw up all over. That's what they smell like.
Oh, wow.
Terrible.
I take that personally.
And they they're all whiny. They're all like this. Complainers.
Well, maybe that's why they chain them up all the time.
No, I'm talking about the little things in the grass that we're eating. Of course, the only time
I know. I was being sarcastic.
Sometimes I'll eat grass though. It helps. It helps. I just feel like eating grass, but normally no.
Hey, have you eaten any of the flowers or grass here?
No.
And if so,
No.
did it scream or yell?
No. I haven't heard anything from the flowers.
This
It was weird, like the flowers moving out of
Yeah,
our way when we're walking.
This dog is now a talking dog.
But I hear Tamar saying this stuff like, what?
So the dog.
Tamar, I thought you were a grim manhunter before, and I'm pretty sure now you're a nut.
the dog, which I don't know if it has a name or not, says, before we go in, I'd like to tell a joke.
Go ahead. It can't be worse than any of mine.
Okay, so this is the joke. So, Pikel, Shadrach, Tamar, when he went to purchase me, he went to the breeder, my former master, and he's see, I'm having flashbacks, fellas. Oh,
Yes.
and
One good.
I heard him say, "Hey, do you have any intelligent dogs?" And my former master said, "Oh, this dog right here is super smart. Tell him." So I looked up at Tamar and I said, "Oh yeah, I can track like you wouldn't believe." And Tamar was like, "What?" And then I said, "Oh yeah." And then, you know that last robbery that happened around the corner? Yeah, I caught that guy. And Tamar said, "Oh yeah?" He said, "Oh yeah." And then, you know how the part of the city was having trouble with water? I went upstream. I found the beavers that had blocked it, chased them all off, and then I unblocked the stream and restored water to the city. And Tamar looked at the owner and says, "You got a talking dog? How much you want for him?" And my master said, 3 gold. And Tamar said, "You want to sell this talking dog, this awesome talking dog that does all this stuff for 3 golden coins? Why is it so cheap?" Then my former master goes, "'Cause he's a big liar." And the dog flips over. And he's just cracking up, and he's on the floor, and he's kicking his legs out. And then he's like, "Whoo! Oh, what'd you think?"
It was a good joke. Come on! The dog didn't tell a bad joke. I mean, hell, I've heard worse jokes than that by a long shot.
How come you don't love me?
I mean, how come I don't love you?
You just call me dog.
Joey. Okay, I'm sorry, Joey.
That doesn't sound like you gave that much thought, Joey.
Well, what would you like to be called? Since you can talk to me right now.
What
do you want your name?
I want to be called Teeth Slicer.
What did he say, Kyle? something slicer.
Teeth slicer.
Teeth.
Teeth slicer. Cause I'm tough and I'm rough and I'm the baddest dog in the yard. Then
Chad is perplexed. He's just like,
he looks up at Shadrach and he's like, I'm Teeth Slicer.
glad to meet you.
And he goes up and he gives you his paw.
I'll shake his paw.
Make a charisma check, please. With advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Double ones?
33 with advantage.
Okay. He looks back at Tamark and says, Teeth Slicer can be friends too. So, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how much longer this is going to last. I'm glad that we can communicate because there's a lot of things I've been wanting to say for a very long time.
Shad will say it, and I will be able to understand you long after this.
Yeah, but you haven't taken the time to get to know me before.
No. You're not my possession.
So?
Well,
Wait, he's not my possession either.
Yes, I am.
Well,
We're just helping each other.
No, you own me, which means you have to give me food, and you have to provide shelter, to make sure that horses don't kick me, all that stuff. I get to ride in the cart whenever I want.
Shad agreed.
I mean, I would do that for you without you being my possession.
Don't
Do you
you
own him or don't you?
don't you understand how this works? When you paid for me and you gave the money to my former master, that means I'm yours.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd more like a friendship kind of thing. We
Why
do for each
are
other.
you just now bringing this up?
I didn't know I could talk to you like that. But, hey, we'll go over some hand signals and shit so we can know what each other is talking about from now on.
You make me a charisma check, straight. He's like, yeah, I don't know about all that.
Okay.
The only hand signals I need from you are come sit by me and get down.
How about attack?
Well, I mean,
And guard?
sure. Guard? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Now that we're talking, I kind of get the feeling like you just took me for granted.
Shad looks at Tamark and just shrugs like, well.
Well, we'll work on that.
And then he kind of...
We need to get moving. though.
He looks around Tamark and over to Peichel, who's stoically saying nothing, and goes, what's up with that guy?
He's a dwarf who's made out of stone, so he never says anything because he's got chiseled features.
The dog's like, oh, okay. Just takes it.
We all speak for ourselves.
Takes it as you said it. No questions, no nothing. Just, oh, okay. Good answer. He says, all right, are we ready to go? And then he kind of starts wiggling like...
Yeah, I start moving into the thing with the
Okay, so
motioning the dog to come.
I need a marching order. You can go 3 abreast, or you can go single file, or whatever way you choose to go. The paths are wide enough to where you can go 3 abreast if you want.
Me, the dog will lead.
I think we should go single file, and you can take the dog with you in whatever file you want. Pikel, bring up the rear. Or you want me to bring the rear up? Either way.
Michael, I think you're on mute.
We're 15 feet. We're just in single file, so it really doesn't matter to me. But I think that Tamar should take the lead, probably by a couple of squares in front of me and you. But if we're going to do anything, we have to be tricky. So think of your best tricky spells. Because, yeah, we can't muscle our way through this one, I don't think. I'll trust K-Mark for now. He may be a complete idiot. We'll see. I don't think I'm any better at getting through a maze than anybody else in the group, so...
How about Bart takes up the rear?
Is there? Do I see any? I don't know. Well, I have stuff I can draw with. Never mind. So,
okay, so K-Mark and the dog, Pikel and Shad side by side in second rank, Bart at the rear.
Okay.
How's that?
Sounds good. Well, I mean, the Dungeon Master says it sounds good. It's for you guys to decide if that's what you
Pikel,
want.
what do you want, left or right? We're side by side, so which side do you want, left or right?
Michael, we can't hear you.
you're on mute.
Michael, we can't hear you.
It's the right side's fine.
Okay, Michael on the right, Shad on the left.
I have a little dog figure somewhere, so...
So
okay.
pick which side K-Mark's on and which side the dog's on.
I'll be on the left side.
That's up
Dog be on the
to...
right.
That is up to Tamar. All right. Nice. Let's see if I can find the little dog figure I bought. I think I bought 2 of them, actually. Like, hey, look at that dog.
You got a Chihuahua? Chihuahua.
That motherfucker would have never shut up if I had a Chihuahua. That thing would have fucking been yapping the whole fucking time. But we would have known it was talking right as soon as we walked into this place. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Yeah, right here, right here, right here, right here,
I
right here,
love
right here.
Chihuahua.
There
I
it
love
is.
Chihuahua.
All right. Tamar, do you want the dog with the stubby tail or the regular tail?
Stubby tail.
All right, you got it.
Old Stubby. We still ain't got to these goddamn noble fairies. God damn it, Cobb.
Noble fairies.
Yeah, the king and queen.
Noble fairies.
Daryl's probably like, this is why I quit. Fuck this.
You know, he's like, oh, that's fucking right.
This takes too
I'll wait till
long.
they fucking clean up and then I'll jump back in.
These mazes can go fuck themselves. Oh. All right.
I've never been a good maze.
Let's see. Okay,
You're
so
corno-centric.
there's no way you can see. Okay, so this is just for in case we need this. So we got Tamar and the dog, Pikel and Shadrach, Bart.
Alright, so as soon as we enter the maze, the first thing that I'm going to do is look around and see if I can't see tracks in the dirt or signs that something has been moving around, like on the sides of the limbs, see if anything's been broken like that, or
Okay.
things caught in the limbs,
Roll me
signs of...
a tracking, please.
$36.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
So the conditions for this roll was basically you wouldn't have to roll to glean the information that was there, but you have to roll because there's a chance you could explode or implode. So you did neither. So the information that you gather and are confident is accurate is that there are no tracks here. There is no remnants of previous passers-by. There are no broken twigs of the shrubbery or pieces of cloth or even trash or animal droppings. Nothing of the sort. The pathways through the gardens is beautiful, not perfectly polished, but very flat, pink, and kind of a sparkly stone. Imagine like the stone itself is pink, but then if you took like a bunch of pepper and just kind of scattered it over the top of the rock, and it became part of the rock. So it's got like the little black, nothing that is like a hole. It's just a part of the rock, and somehow this other mineral is interspersed.
That sounds like granite, pink granite.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I pull some chalk out of my backpack.
and if someone else wants to do something, obviously you'll have to raise your hand so we can get to you. So, but while Taymark is leading the way, he'll probably be deciding which way to go or whatever. And for the most part, with I describe something that he is seeing, anyone else can see it as well.
Jack will say to Michael, I trust him for now.
We'll see. He
I agree. We'll see.
takes his charcoal and holds his paper. Let's walk.
So
So we follow Kmart.
what are you doing with the chalk?
So when we come to an intersection, I'm going to mark the ground as to an arrow pointing which direction we go. And if we have to come back, turn around and come back, I'm going to put a flat line at the top of the arrow so we know that that's a dead end.
Okay.
I want marks to see how many times we walk by and they did it.
You better
So-
draw this, Kmart. It's on you, dude.
Okay. And then at the back of it, I'll put, like, if it's a three-way intersection or four-way intersection, I'll put one mark at the intersection that we're coming from. So if we come from the left, I'll put a mark on the line to the left. So if we're looping or somehow coming from left to right or something, we'll at least know that we're continually, like there could be a pattern that might form. If we go up, it gives us, we wind up to the left. If we go left, then it winds up making us to the right. So if it's like doing something goofy like that, we should be able to figure it out that way.
I mean, Chad says, my memory of mazes is keep to one direction until you can't go in that direction anymore. Keep making right turns until you can't make any more.
Well, I would agree with you, except that I don't see any tracks in here at all, which probably means there's magic erasing stuff.
I think that, no, I agree. I think that this is, everybody sees the maze brand new and fresh. I believe that. No, when you look for a trail, I'd already begin to think that we would find no trail here.
There's never, it would really suck if they overlooked something like that, or that was part of the test to see how much non-magic versus magic you're using from what they sounded like.
This is not our world. This is the Feywilde, and they control everything that we experience. And I believe, like I said, that I thought that everything here is brand new as far as we know it.
And every time we go to an intersection, I'm gonna, look down everything, trying to look for clues, see, if I can hear stuff.
All right, hold on. Hey, you guys, Clark is falling asleep, so I think it's like 10 till 9 anyway. Why don't, that would be a good place to stop, and if there's some kind of directions or plans that you want to work on, you can talk over the messenger all week and plan it out, and then we'll just pick up from there. Because, Clark's pulling a Randy on us, and he's fucking falling asleep right on the camera. It's like, I can appreciate, hey, I'm a working man too. We're all working men, so I understand that. So no harm, no foul. Just...
No, certain days, yep, I'd be sleeping. I'm sleepy right now. Yeah, okay, now, Dan, we're going to talk about the corn maze.
All right. So, good deal. Some good role playing in there. I tried to pull something out of Clark, couldn't do it. So we'll try again next week.
For forever now.
I know, Clark. I want you to come on, man.
So tell me about yourself. I'm looking for stuff. All right. Thank you for playing, gentlemen. If nothing changes, I'll see you next week, same time.
Thank you.
All right.
It's like, hey, what kind of dwarf are you? Just a dwarf.
Good night.
Did you do anything that's different than a dwarf?
Good night. Just dwarf. Cling. All right. Thanks for watching, Internet. We will catch you on the flip side. And that's all I have to say about that.